Happy Wednesday, beautiful ones, from the art studio. Tammy here. I just wanted to do a quick, hopefully under 10-minute video to post up on YouTube today with some of the new stuff that I'm working on and explain a little bit about it. So most of you know me as an acrylic artist or a mixed media artist for the last few years, and obviously many people know me as a nail tech and a hairdresser for the many years prior to that, for 20 some years, all throughout the Chippewa Valley. But I left that career behind because I was in a place personally that required me to kind of take a sabbatical for a few years and work on myself. So in doing that, I can clearly say that in 2020, I probably up-leveled or healed or processed most of my personal trauma. I mean, I'm always learning, always growing, always changing. That will never change. As long as I'm a human, that will never change. But the fact of the matter is, I've grown so much that painting is not the only way to reach people. In fact, I just want to offer more. So, Orgonite is one of the newest things that I have been working on. And to explain it in a quick fashion, it's actually using different components of metal, stone, crystal, and resin to create pressure within a small space and kind of manipulate energy frequency. So some of the first things that I was doing were pendants and pyramids. I'm kind of venturing out from that a little bit, but I'll show you one of the pendants. This would be considered an Orgonite pendant. And if I get it close enough so you can get a good view of it, this one actually has the copper coil. This has got the double infinity spiral, and then there's selenite, and then the black that you see is the shungite, and then there's also copper. And the easiest way for me to explain that all of these working together help reduce negative frequency, negative energy, and harmonize and create balance. So the great thing about pendants specifically is you do wear them close to your heart chakra, so they help kind of neutralize negative energies from your chakra system, from your personal energy space. So that's one of them. I mean, I've got several different ones. This one just happens to be a copper wrapped gold rutilated quartz crystal. And all of the crystals have different metaphysical properties. And if this is something that you're interested in more, you can always do some more research. I have found many different sources for my information. I try not to use just one. I try to use many simply because it gives me the opportunity to intuit the information to create my belief system based on the information and the knowledge that currently exists. So that is what the shungite pendants are. And in my search to be able to do something more other than just pendants, I tried bracelets. So this is brand new. I just took it out of the mold this morning. So you can see the copper filings in there, and the black obviously is the shungite powder. Now, a quick little history on the shungite powder. It does come from a specific place in Russia called Karelia. It is a stone, and it is comprised of 98 to 100% pure copper. Or, excuse me, carbon, not copper. And this specific carbon contains the molecular structure called fullerenes, which is a spherical molecular structure. So unlike crystals, which often have a hexagon shape or pyramid shape, it is spherical. So it's completely unique, which is what makes the metaphysical properties of it so incredibly amazing for neutralizing energy, because it doesn't hold on to energy. It just allows it to kind of filter through, I guess you could say, and cleanse it, just like rocks would in a stream and filter the water. Same thing. And actually, carbon is commonly used for purifying water, and they use it in a lot of skincare products. So if I talk fast, I'm trying to cram a lot of information into a hopefully under 10-minute video. So that's what orgonite is, shungite is, copper is. If you're curious about any more of that information, shoot me a message. I can send you some links. But that's the bracelet. And then I also tried rings. Now, I just wanted to do one to start. The really interesting thing about the fact that I'm using the shungite, you see that? Whee! They're super flexible. So normally resin cures up to 72 hours and it will harden. So unless those harden quite a bit more, I'm still on the fence about using the rings. But it's an option. So anyway, and then in addition to that, in the past, I've done the pyramids. If you've looked on my Facebook or Instagram pages, you've probably seen a couple pictures of them. I think I had an even dozen of them done, but I keep changing them up. So in my research of doing different crystals and quartz and stones and gemstones and metals, I'm changing it up a little bit and adding some different things. So, wee wobbly. All of the new pyramids, the 4 that you see here, all have a quartz crystal in the very top. So I'm going to try to pull this one up close so you can kind of see the quartz crystals at the very top of the pyramid, which help with drawing in the energy. So I was going to show you this big one. They're all a little bit different. I won't go into the details of all the different stones that are in these, but you can kind of see all the different layers. And in the past, I was using the copper wrapped stones simply because in orgonite, generally, the travel of the energy is equally as important as the properties of each individual item that you use to create the energy. So that's research for another day that you can look up if you're at all interested. So this was selenite and the quartz, the clear quartz crystal points. They just, for aesthetic purposes, weren't working for what I wanted, because I wanted to be able to see the layers in these a little bit more so you could identify the crystals. They just, aesthetically, they're a little bit more pleasing to the eye. For the small ones, if somebody wanted something specific, I definitely could, come up with something completely for them. But this pyramid is specifically unique because I used a Herkimer diamond. Now, the metaphysical properties of Herkimer diamonds are specifically that they clear all energy. It is the highest in the frequencies of energies of the quartz crystals. So the ones that I use the Herkimer diamonds in, because they're a lot pricier, are going to be a little bit more expensive than the clear quartz crystals, but I did find a place that had good clear quality quartz. Herkimers are just unique again. And again, this is stuff that you can do your metaphysical research on if you're interested at all. I haven't cleaned these up yet, so these are still in need of that. But so this one has the Herkimer diamond in the top. Let's see if I can get it to focus closer. You can kind of see it in the very top. This has pink morganite. It has, these are shungite discs, and then you can kind of see the copper coil in this one. There is copper filings in here. There's also gold. So this is the 24 karat gold. And there also is black obsidian in this one. So, and more gold at the top of this one. So this one actually has pretty high energy frequencies based on the different qualities of it. So anyway, so the bracelets, the rings, the pyramids, new pendants, in different shapes that I'm doing with different crystals and stuff in them. Most of them will have the shungite on them as well, so that what sits next to the surface of the skin is the shungite, so it is an energy neutralizer. And then I thought I'd show you these real quick. These are just some more of the either orgonite or individual crystal pendants that I'm working on. Like I said, most of them will end up having the shungite on the back that sits closest to the skin. And honestly, when I pour shungite and I have extra left over, I just throw them into here and make little discs because they come in handy, and I can put them in other projects when I'm working on them, or they make great pocket discs to keep next to things like, oh, I don't know, cell phones, etc. Anyway, that's what these are. And I also am making these cute little, most people would call them a trinket box, perhaps. I tend to refer to them as an energy cleanser. So these work great for putting pendants, jewelry, crystals, you name it, inside, and it will help purify and cleanse the energy. So that's what those will be. And then I've had people ask at the last Artisan Forge Studio show out in the tents, I had my pyramids there for the first time, and I was burning incense, and I just had a very zen spot, super awesome. But I had poured a couple of these moon phase trays. They were not finished yet, but I wanted them to be there just so that I could kind of show people what was going on. So this actually would be a multi-purpose thing. My original purpose was to have a space to kind of house pyramids, crystals, cell phones, keys, whatever, you know, as an energy neutralizer, because anything that you see of mine that's got the black is going to have the shungite in it, so it will have that purifying energy quality to it. But this is 100% food grade safe resin. So the cool thing about these, you guys, is that, I mean, it could be a piece of art. You could hang it on the wall if you wanted to. I'm sure I could rig up a hanger for it if necessary. It can be used, like I said, as kind of a sacred space that you can put your crystals or things like that on. It could be a completely useful space to put your cell phone on to neutralize EMF energy and that kind of stuff. Or you could serve food on it if you wanted to. I just wouldn't probably use a knife cutting on this surface because it will probably mar over time. Even though it's pretty tough, it's still susceptible to scratching. So that being said, I had people that were interested in purchasing the ones I had there, but they weren't finished yet. This one specifically needed a third layer of clear resin on the inside because it was flexible. I hadn't poured it quite deep enough the first time. So I added another layer of resin to it, so now it's really sturdy and durable. So that's that. I have one more tray made that will be for sale that is gold and silver and black. And then this one is a new one that I'm working on. This one will also be gold, silver, and black. Again, I just want to have a good amount of stuff built up before September 10th and 11th, which is the Yellowstone Art Trail. I am so excited to be back there again this year. The art trail didn't happen last year, so I'm looking forward to it. And I will be at the English Lutheran Church of Bateman, and I believe there's 3 or 4 other artists there with me. I don't remember what all their mediums are because I'm not looking at the new brochures, which will come out probably this week or next week and be delivered to stores and local businesses and stuff so you guys can have access to them. But that Yellowstone Art Trail is a pretty big deal. I believe this is the 10th year, perhaps. I know we had a skip year in there, so it's a pretty awesome event to partake in. Grab a couple of friends, hop in a car. It's about a 20-mile radius, and there's numerous locations that that house several artists each, and then there's also individual artist studios that you can stop at. So be sure to swing into one of those spaces or any of the local businesses here shortly and grab a map and all the supporting businesses. It'll be a fun time. So also, I will be at Artisan Forge Studios this Saturday. They are having a band. I believe it's an acoustic band, and the name escapes me. I actually looked this morning so I could do a video and talk about it, and I am so sorry, I forgot. But if you go to Artisan Forge's Facebook page or Instagram page, I think they're called Overdrive or I don't want to say it incorrectly. Anyway, go to their Facebook page or their Instagram page and look it up, and you will find that information. The group will be playing outside underneath the awning, and the artists actually are being moved to the inside air conditioning because it's supposed to be pretty hot this Saturday. So I will be set up from 10 to 4 inside Artisan Forge. Stop by and say hello. Come see all the new art that's up. Valley Art Association has a wall there. I think we have 5 artists displaying this month, so be sure and stop to check out that, plus all their in-house studio artists, as well as their other gallery artists that they house of local groups. So check them out. It's a really cool place. So hope to see you guys soon. I hope I didn't go too far over 10 minutes. But I will post a link to this video on Facebook and Instagram. Be sure to check it out on YouTube, and I will try to get more of them out there. I know I keep saying it, but you know what? Time eludes me, and this is not my strong point. My strong point is creating. So much love to everybody. Thank you all for supporting me in the things that I do. I hope you receive lots of love and joy today. Live your life to the fullest and make no apologies for being who you are. Love you.